Forests are much more than just trees. Covering a third of the Earth's land, they play a vital role in preserving the water cycle, conserving soil, and protecting biodiversity. By storing carbon, they are a frontline defense against the effects of climate change. For many, they also provide food, fuel, shelter, and income. Yet forest cover has been shrinking at an alarming rate, with a net loss of 3.3 million hectares per year. Much of it, about 80%, is cleared to make room for agriculture. As the world's population continues to increase, demand for food will also rise. The challenge will be to feed 9 billion people while also preventing further loss of forest land. The experiences of more than 20 countries show that increasing forest cover and improving food security can go hand in hand, and that forests, in turn, can help communities to prosper. In Costa Rica, rainforests are recovering after decades of cutting them for cattle pastures and commodity crops left the country in an environmental crisis. Forest cover has now expanded to 54%, thanks to more sustainable agriculture practices, stronger legal controls over land use, and especially funding for forest protection. Farmers like Victor Julio receive payments for keeping forest area intact. Julio earns a stipend for his protected forest land, which helps cover the family's expenses. About every 15 years, he is allowed to harvest and sell a limited amount of timber. But aside from extra income, the rainforest offers a value beyond price.
Se siente halagado porque tengo un bosque donde mis hijos lo van a aprovechar más adelante. Mis nietos, mis bisnietos, van a saber qué es un bosque. Van a saber qué es una montañita o un bosque.
Costa Rica has been a pioneer in developing a system of payments for environmental services, or PES. Since 1997, PES funding has boosted forest and watershed protection, agroforestry, and reforestation with native species.
Evidentemente y sin lugar a dudas, el pago por servicios ambientales ha tenido un rol y un aporte importante en que se haya revertido y se haya aumentado la tasa de cobertura forestal en el país.
Where large-scale farms once cleared the land for plantations of coffee, pineapple, and sugar, many farmers are now pursuing a forest-friendly model. Coffee planter Guillermo Vargas has adopted sustainable agriculture practices using soil composted with animal waste, intercropping his coffee with fruit, and leaving large areas of forest alone.
Today, we don't have much land. We are more people in this planet, so we have to understand how to grow more food in smaller areas, still protecting the environmental condition for the long term.
In Vietnam, food security and forest cover have both increased significantly in the last 25 years. The country has changed from a net importer of staple foods to become one of the world's top rice exporters. And forest cover has grown from a low of 28% in the 1990s to more than 40%. In a nation where all land is owned by the state, farmers used to have little say in how they could use forest resources. But economic and agricultural reforms have reshaped the way local communities interact with the forests, as an emphasis on state forestry has given way to more community-based management.
Hỗ trợ cho nông dân những cái nơi trồng rừng, có thể nói là đời sống được cải thiện hơn trước.
Win Thi Mi Hui cares for 2 hectares of acacia trees in northern Yên Bái province. She and fellow villagers have formed a forest and farm producers group which receives loans and technical assistance in managing a small forestry enterprise. In the past, farmers here practiced shifting cultivation, leading to heavy soil erosion. Now they collaborate to grow trees and raise livestock. When it's time to harvest the wood, they receive valuable information about current timber market prices so they can negotiate a better deal from the middlemen.
Thưa anh, thì đối với bản thân tôi thì tôi nhận thấy là thời điểm như hiện tại bây giờ ấy là được bà con nhân dân và chính là gia đình nhà tôi ấy thì được trồng cây là phủ xanh đất trống, và cái độ che phủ của rừng ấy là rất là tốt, nên đối với tôi thì nhận là thấy cái môi trường hiện tại.
In the Gambia, local communities are setting the rhythm for protecting forests. The village of Linbanbulu Yanmadu has something to celebrate. It has taken ownership of the nearby forest, part of a nationwide program to transfer government-owned forest land to local communities. As elsewhere in the Gambia, rainfall here has declined in recent decades, and bushfires have grown rampant. In the past, families scavenged at will through the forest for firewood and fruits, steadily degrading the forests.
Kabirin jandintele wuloñin soto na soto bulobe nasirin ñame wuloñin na soto nen bitema ay na soto bulo lafa bakele bawo abe ñin kono ko wuloñin na beta ya kamma be yawni ka soto no mel kabu bantala mel mankentel la be yawni.
A village committee now manages forest affairs. Villagers take turns going on patrol and work together to build fire breaks and plant new trees. With less risk of fire, an orchard of mango trees has flourished, providing an abundant supply of fruit for all to eat and sell. The village uses proceeds of the forest income to maintain the water pump and pay for gasoline to carry the sick to the nearest health center. Linbanbulu Yanmadu is one of more than 450 villages that manages its own forests. By 2019, the Gambian government aims to transfer to local communities some 200,000 hectares of forest cover. The benefits are felt by men and women alike. With innovative approaches and collaboration between governments, businesses, and local communities, agriculture and forestry can and do coexist, producing food and forest products in highly productive landscapes that are also sustainable.
Sustainability doesn't understand about borders of farms. The birds, the air, the pollution, even the pesticides, they go beyond the borders of our farm. So sustainability is about mutual cooperation, integrating farmers, communities, and countries. We try to do the best in the local context, but we have to work also in the global context.